Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Angel from Simply Angel Tia. In this video we are working on these nice colorful shorts here, and as you can see we are using the granny stitch, one of my favorite stitches to do, and I've done so many projects with this stitch. But yeah, we're doing these shorts using the granny stitch. It's very simple. We're gonna do 6 panels, 4 big ones and 2 small ones, and that is all you're gonna need to do for this. And because we're just doing normal squares, it's gonna be really easy. And then we will do something nice and simple for the waist here to snatch it in. And yeah, so all you need to do is just choose the colors you would like, and then we're good to go. For those of you who want to know how much yarn I used 2 skeins in the red, and then the rest of the skeins I just used a fraction of each. So once I had 1 skein each, and as you can see, some of them I barely used, like the yellowish mustard one. I used so little of it because I only did 2 rows of it at the beginning of the square, and then the rest of it also just used 1 skein with a lot of leftovers on all of those, beside the red where I needed to use 2 skeins, and I finished all 2 skeins. Okay, so for those of you who want to know about the amount of yarn I needed to do, that's what I did. If you're asking about the size, I did mine in medium large. So that amount of yarn is gonna make you about a medium large. If you're looking at to make it smaller, you're gonna need to get 1 skein of these colors anyways. But if you're looking to make a lot larger than this, then you'll probably have to increase the amount of yarn you get. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, my lovely people, so before we get started, I'm going to show you all the materials that I'm using for the project. And first, I have the 5 colors that I'm using here, as you can see. So I will talk quickly about the yarn. So this yarn is, I'll just use this one here. This is called Azurite by Timmins. So these 2 are by Timmins, but these 3 are just Azurite. They're all 100% acrylic. It's a lightweight number 3 yarn. You get about 50 grams and or 140 meters in a skein like this. And the recommended hook size is 3.5 to 4 millimeter crochet hook. This company goes by color number. So you see here 3025 is this kind of like dark color, dark red color. And then you will see that all of them have different color numbers. So I won't talk about the details of each yarn because they're all the same. So just the different color numbers. I will just call this like charcoal gray or like dark gray, for example. And then you have this one, color number is 3059, but it's like, I guess, I don't know what color this is, beige or whatever, mustard one. And then this color here, okay? So these are the colors that I'm using. You can do this project with 1 solid color, or you can use 2 colors. It's up to you how you want to do it, okay? I'm going to be using a 5 millimeter crochet hook, not the 3.5 to 4 that is recommended, just because when I do the granny square, granny stitch, I prefer to have a little bit of a bigger hook because I like my stitches to look nice and loose and fluffy. So anyways, I'm using a 5 millimeter crochet hook, which is H8 US. I have my darning needle here that I will use to join my panels and weave in any ends. And I have these 2 pins. I just have 2 now, but you can have more obviously, that I will be using to as stitch markers. I have my scissors here that I'll be using to cut my chain, my yarn, not chains, and then tape measure to do our measurements. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, my lovelies, so to get this project started, we're going to be working a square, like granny square, and we're going to be doing 4 big panels, squares, and then we're going to do 2 small ones, and then we're going to join them to make the project. So the first thing that you're going to do, you choose whatever color you want to start with. I am starting with this dark gray color. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start by doing like a magic circle like this. So some people do magic circle like this, and some people do the chain 4 and then slip stitch, and then they work into that circle that you make from the chain 4. I prefer to do it like this. So I just make my hole like this, like the circle, and as I hold it like this, I will go ahead and do a chain of 2. This chain of 2 counts as a double crochet, and then I will work a double crochet into the circle, and that's gonna be my second because my chain 2 counts as a double crochet. And then I'm gonna do another one into the circle, making it 3. Oops, let's go back here and redo that one. So this will be my third double crochet, if I can get it to work, obviously. Just kind of slipping off my fingers. So there, this is my granny stitch right here. And then I'm going to do a chain of 2, and then I'm going to work another 3 double crochets into the center, aka the magic circle. So 1, 2, and 3. So that's my next granny stitch there. I'm going to do a chain of 2 again and do 3 more double crochets into the magic circle. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's my third granny stitch, and then I'm going to do a chain of 2 again, and then I'm going to work 3 double crochets into the magic circle. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and at this point you want to make sure you have 4 granny stitches, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're separated by chain 2s in between. And because I am doing these 4, I'm going to pull my string to close my magic circle here, just like that. And then I'm going to do my chain 2 so that I have a chain 2 that separates this granny stitch from this granny stitch. And then I'll go on top of the chain 2 that I began the row with, and I'm going to do a slip stitch, just like that. Okay, so this is my first row of my project. Okay, now we're going to do a second row in this color, so chain 2. This chain 2 will always count as a double crochet, and then I'm going to go back into this chain 2 space here, and I'm just going to go right in that and complete my second double crochet, and then third into that same chain 2 space. So now I have 3, which is my chain 2, and then 2 double crochets. So that's my granny stitch there. Then I'm going to skip right into the chain 2 gap right here, and I'm going to do my 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And then I want to create a corner here, so I'm going to do a chain of 2, and then I'll go into the same chain 2 gap and do 3 more double crochets. This way, this is my first completed corner. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to hop right into the other chain 2 space right here, and I'm going to hop right into that and complete 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then I'm going to chain 2 and do 3 more into that same space, because this is my second completed corner. Okay, just like that. And then I am going to hop right into the chain 2 gap from the previous row, and I'm going to do my third corner. So 3 double crochets like this, chain 2, and then complete 3 more into that same chain 2 gap. So 1, 2, and 3. And then, so now we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 corners that are completed. This corner here, we only did 3 double crochets to begin, but we need to do the other 3 to make it a corner as well. So I'm gonna hop right into that chain 2 gap, and I'm gonna do the remaining 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, just like that. And then, because I need to make sure I have the corner here, I'm going to do my chain 2. And then, because I'm gonna change the color at this point, I have my chain 2 here. I'm gonna go on top of it. I'm gonna come through like this. I will have my 2 loops on the hook like that, but I will not complete it. So look, this is my square right here. That is pretty much what I have so far. But I'm gonna change the color here, and I think I'm gonna go with the red one next. So let me just grab that. So I have my red here, but what I will do here, like I said, you leave your 2 loops like that. I'm going to bring my scissors and cut my yarn just somewhere there, not too much, so we don't waste too much yarn. I'm gonna put my gray color away. I have already grabbed the red one here, or whichever color that you're gonna be putting next. Okay, so you're going to do the order of these in any way that you want, but this is the order that I want to do mine. So I'm going to take this tail that I just cut. I'm gonna hold it on my right hand side like this. And then I'm gonna bring this red and I'm just gonna loop it, bring it through like this, okay? And then I'm going to do a chain of 2. So now I have these 2 tails hanging here. I'm just gonna jerk them a little bit like that so that it's tight. And then I'm going to, now it's gonna count as double crochet because it's a chain 2. I'm gonna go into that chain 2 gap and complete 2 more double crochets. That's 1 and 2. So, and then my third is my chain 2. And you can now let go of this. Is now good to go. And then in this space here, this space is just, it's not a stitch or anything, it's just a space from us skipping these 3 double crochets. It creates that gap. We're gonna go into that and complete 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so it's not a corner, so we're not gonna work any other stitches in there, but now we're gonna go into this corner right here and we're going to work 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets because we're working a corner here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and then we're going to work the other 3 double crochets. Okay, so this is very easy. Obviously I'm doing this step by step like this because if there's beginners watching, they don't have to worry about what happened, who did what when. So I'm showing it like this, but for those of you who are already advanced crocheters, you're just doing a square. You're doing a granny square pretty much, okay? And then, so I'm gonna show you how to just do this one part here, and then I will have you guys work this color. And if you're doing just one solid color, then you just continue to work until you have the size of the square that you want. But if you're changing colors, depending on how you're doing it, you're going to be working whatever colors, however many rows you want for that color. And then you will change to another one, and then you will do however many rows you want with that color, and so on and so forth, okay? So I'm just completing this corner here, and then I'll have you guys work the other side until you finish, and then you're gonna do the second row in this color as well, because I'm gonna do 2 rows for each color, each of the 5 colors, plus some of them I think I may end up doing more rows than others, or having them striped so that I'm repeating other colors in a later rows, okay? Just that way I can get the size that I want, and I will talk to you guys about size in just a little bit, okay? So I am about to complete this corner here. So chain 2, then go right back into that same gap and do your remaining 3 double crochets, okay? It's a very simple stitch. I do a lot of my projects with this stitch, okay? And then you go into the non-corner gap, and then you just do 3 double crochets there. Oopsie. 3 double crochets here. And then now you have to finish the corner that you started. So you're gonna go into that chain 2 gap and do 3 double crochets, okay? And then chain 2, and then slip stitch on top of the chain 2 right here, okay? So this is our 3rd row, but it is our first in red completed, and I'm gonna do 1 more row in the red, and then I'm gonna pretty much alternate these by continuing to do this until I have the length or the size that I want. By the size, what I mean, the first thing you're gonna do before you decide how much to do of each square is you're going to measure the widest part of your hips. So you're gonna put this around the widest part of your hips. So let's just assume it comes up to like 40. Let's assume it comes up to 40. you're going to pretty much do one square that is going to almost be, or it's going to be about 20 inches. Okay, because the other side is gonna be made for, you're gonna be making that for the other side. Okay, we're gonna be doing 4 squares. We're gonna have 2 squares in the front and 2 squares in the back. So go ahead and work until you have the length of the square that you have based on your measurements, and then come back when you've completed it. I will do the same, and then we will look at how each square looks, and then we will go ahead and work on the other remaining 3 squares. Okay, I will see you guys when you have completed this square here. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and completed my first granny square here, and as you can see, this is where I would like to stop. I did, so this is the 2 rows in the gray that we started with, and then I did 2 rows of the red, and then the yellow, the gray again, and then these 2 light colors here, which I don't really know what to call them, and then I decided to just do an outlining of red at the end. So this is what I ended up with. So I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. I have 14 rows altogether. And then in terms of what this size is, I have 12 inches here, and of course because it's a square, it's also 12 inches this way. And this for me is what I want for each square. So I actually continued to measure until I got to this square, until I got to this length or size here, because when I make this into 2, I'm gonna end up having 14 on these 24, and this 24 will be like what it's technically not the half of my circumference. Half of my circumference would be more like 20 for the widest part of my hips, but I increase obviously so that my shorts are not very tight, they're a little bit loose. Okay, so this is the size that I've come up with for that reason. So now all you have to do is you have to make 3 more squares like this, and you will just literally repeat exact same thing we did until you have total of 4 squares like this. And then when you have reached that number of squares, which will be 4 different panels, come back to the video and I will show you these 2 more small squares that we need to do, and I'll just explain, you know, what part of the project that is, and I will not show you per se how to do it, but I will at least show you how it looks like so you know what to do. Okay, I will see you guys then. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and completed 3 more squares as I showed you in the previous clip. So as you can see, this is 1 2 3 and 4, and so we have the 4 squares that we need for this project, and then I have to do 2 more small panels, and I did one like this, so I just wanted to show you guys this one here. So for this one, it is a panel that you will need that's gonna be what creates the space between your legs. So I did one where I started off with the gray color, and at this point you can literally do it at your whatever colors you want. You can do them as one solid color. You can alternate the 4 colors we used here or the 5 colors we used here, and then just do one color each. But as you can see here, I did 3 colors, rows in the gray, and then I did 2 rows in the red. I particularly wanted to finish with the red because we're gonna end up joining it to the red, and I wanted this to be the same color that we're joining it with. It just makes it easier. But I do have one more like this to do, so please go ahead and all you do is just repeat what we did for the big square here, and then just determine how many rows you want to do. And just so you know, the wider you make this, the looser it's gonna make the way your shorts fit underneath your legs, okay, between your thighs pretty much. So that is what determines this here. So as I said already, I have 5 rows, but for those of you who want to know what the measurement is, I have 5 inches. So this is 5 inches here. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do my second. Go do your first and second, and then come back to the video, and then we'll go ahead and join our panels. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I've gone ahead and completed my second square here, my small square. So as you can see, I just did the 2 of them exactly the same. So this is done here. We already did our 4 bigger squares, which is the main body of the shorts. And now we have all the panels that we need. So now we can go ahead and start joining our project, okay? So the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is we're going to decide how to join them. So I'm gonna show you how to do it. And you're just gonna take 2 of your squares and put those away. And it could be any of them, by the way, so no worries about which one. And then you're going to take 1 of these and put 1 away, okay? And so you will have 2 squares of the big ones like this, and then you have the small one, okay? Now this is where you need to start joining, and so we need to join the small one in between the big ones like this. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, let me just move it so that you can see it. Okay, so we have the 2 big ones on the side. You have your small one in between them. And now you will need to join from here to here and then from here to here. And the way you do that, the first thing that I do is I just take any of them. Okay, whichever one. And by the way too, when I was working on my panels, I was leaving just a string like this hanging so that I can actually use it for that purpose, so that when I put this together like this, I can join like this. If you did not do that, you just go ahead and cut whatever color you had left, just cut enough and then put it into your darning needle and do the exact same thing, okay? So for this one here, let me just put this away. I'm going to join it to this one here first. And this is the side that is the good side for me. The way I see it is a nice clean side. This side here where I was changing the colors is gonna be the wrong side. So that is the side I want to join in. So I'm gonna flip this. So wait, so you need to make sure you do it properly. Because I'm right-handed, I'm gonna start joining it from this angle here. And then I'm going to take the small piece and I'm going to do the same. This is the good side. The bad side or the inside side is the side that I had actually had the changing of the color. Then I'm just gonna put them together like this. And then I'm going to start joining across. So I'm going to go and join from here all the way to here. The other thing that you want to be careful with is that you're going to make sure you count your granny stitches here and make sure they line up with the granny stitches on the other side. And that's gonna give you a good idea of whether you're joining it correctly or not, because you don't want one side to be like this, for example. Then you end up having less granny stitches on that side and more on this side. So let me just start by threading my darning needle here. Okay. Oops, if I could do it. This is always a challenging part here, especially when you have long nails. So now right here, I am going to, as you can see, this is where my string ended. I want to start joining my work from here. So what I will do is I will just bring my thread to this area here. So just move it there. Instead of here, I'll move it here. And then, so now when I join, I am going to make sure I join from this bottom here, right here, and then I line it up to the other side. Then I'll pull it through like this. And then I'll go into that stitch one more time. Okay, like that. And then now I'm just gonna line up the stitches. So I'm gonna go into the next stitch here, right here, and line it up to the next stitch on the other side. Okay, and you just go through and pull. Then I'm gonna go into the next stitch here, grab the next stitch on the other side and pull through. And then you just continue to line up your stitches. Make sure you line them up from this side to the other side, and then just go all the way until where you end it on this side. Okay, so when you finish this, come back to the video, and then I will show you how to incorporate the other big panel into these 2 panels that we have already joined. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have joined my small panel to the big panel here. So as you can see, this is how it looks like. And I just pretty much followed the stitches and just lined it up here. So as you can see, it doesn't look crooked or anything like that. It just got joined straight here like this. Now that I just did that, I'm just gonna kind of stretch it a little bit here to make it a little bit loose like that. And then I am going to join the other big panel on this side here. So I'm gonna do the same thing. So this is the good side here. I am going to make sure I put the wrong side like this while I join it, okay? So we just wanna be consistent here. So I have this side like this, like that. So I'm gonna do the same on here. And I'm gonna be using not this one because it's too short. I learned my lesson here was too short. I just left it a little too short like that. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to put it like this. I already prepped my darning needle with extra yarn here. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to flip it like this so that this wrong side is facing up. And then I'm going to line my work like this and like that, okay? And then I'm going to start in, so this is the corner here. I'm going to go in the double crochet right before the corner, and then I'll do the same on the other side and just line it up like this, bring it through, and then I would knot this here, and I will knot it once, twice, maybe twice or 3 times. Once is not enough, so always twice or more like that. And you can always, you know, weave these later. Let me do 3 just because I'm a little bit paranoid of it coming off. And then you're just going to go ahead. So I'm going to go into the chain 2 in the middle and line it up to the other side, go through, and I'll do that one more time just to move my yarn along. And then I'm going to go on top of the double crochet on this side and on the other side. And again, as you can see, I am going through both loops of my stitches. I am not grabbing one of the stitches. I'm going through both of them, okay? And then just like I did the other side, I'm gonna go all the way here. Because I didn't get a chance to show you guys how to finish it off at the end, I'm not gonna finish this one completely. So come back when you have just a few stitches, maybe just when you're almost at the end, come back. I will show you quickly how to finish that off. And that is if you're a beginner, if you're an indeterminate or like advanced crocheter, you know how to do this part of the project, so you don't have to bother with that, okay? But if you're a beginner and you want to know how to finish it off here, just come back to the video and I will show you what to do at the end. Okay, my lovely, so as you can see, I'm almost at the end here. As you can see, I just need to go a few more stitches right here so I can bring this thing right here like this. And so I will show you how to do that. So I just went into this stitch here, so I'm gonna skip right into this stitch up here and then line it up with the last one on the other side, bring it through, and then I'm gonna go into that first one here and line it up with the chain 2 in the middle and bring it through. And this is just to make it straighter like that, okay? And for that final stitch, I go in one more time. So I just go in here, bring it through, and I take my working string yarn and I just loop it around the tip of the darning needle and I pull, and this simulates a slip stitch or like a chain 1, okay? And then now I can go ahead and just cut like that, pull my darning needle away, and then I'll just do the same thing where I just kind of wiggle it and play with it a little bit to make it straight. And then when I put it back down, this is how it should look, okay? So you joint on both sides like this. And then now the other thing that you have left to do is join your second part exactly the same. So you have your other 3 panels, 2 big ones and 1 small one, and you just follow the exact same process I just showed you here and join that as well. And when that is done, then come back to the video and I will show you then how to join the 2 panels together and then how to then work on the rest of the project, okay? I will see you guys in just a bit. All right, my lovelies, I've gone ahead and joined the panel. So now we ended up with 2. So we went from 6 to 2. And as you can see, this is the first one we joined together. And this is the one that I just finished joining now. Okay, so now for this next part of the project, while your bad side is still facing down, you're gonna place the second one on top of this one, but the wrong side facing up. Okay, so you will just go ahead and literally flop it right on top of this one here, just like that, so that you end up with the pieces like this. So wrong side is facing down on this one, wrong side is facing up on this one, and of course by default the same for this and then for this. And now what you have to do is we have to join these 2 panels together. And the way we do that is you're going to start in any of these corners, either here or here, and you're gonna join these all down here across the bottom here, and then all the way back up on the other side. Okay, so at the end, now our 6 panels are going to become 1. Okay, so because I've already shown you how to join this, I am not going to show you how to start. You're going to just literally have your darning needle, make sure you obviously thread it. You're going to go on the very top here and just start joining. Follow your stitches all the way down here, then follow your stitches across here, and then follow your stitches along the other side. When that's done, come back to the video and I will show you what to do next. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and joined here. So as you can see, I started here and joined coming down all the way here, and then I went across, and then I went on the other side. So now this U area here is joined, and as you can see, it just looks simple like that. So there's 2 squares here on top of each other, there's 2 squares here on top of each other. And so what we're gonna do is you're gonna take the 2 top squares here, as you can see, just grab them like this, and you're going to put them together like that, and then you're just going to flip it like this. Okay, just like that. So now the 2 squares that were facing on each other are now sitting, the ones that were opposite of each other are now sitting on top of each other. So we just kind of flipped it. Okay, and as you can see, now we're kind of seeing the shape of the shorts. This is the bottom here where your legs will come through. So this is one leg hole here, this is the other leg hole here, and now all we need to do is join the sides. So you're going to do the same, join the side here, join the side here, and then now you will have shorts. A little bit bigger waist for now, but we're gonna bring this waist in by decreasing. So we're gonna do some stitches there and decrease in the process. But this is, for example, now is the bottom of your shorts. So here, okay? So when we talked about how many rows you do for these here earlier, depending on how many rows you do here, it will make this place really wide when you have them on. So it could be a way to increase your the legs here as well, but in majority of the time it just looks okay like this. Okay, so go ahead and join, like I said, the sides, and when the sides are joined, come back to the video and I will show you what to do next. And again, by the way, as you can see, this is the clean side. So we're gonna actually do it so that we join on the wrong side. I'm gonna flip it like this. Okay, because we want to continue to join our work on the wrong side so that we can hide all the impurities, all the things we don't want to see, all the knots that we may make. So we're gonna do it like this. So this is the wrong side here, and then eventually we'll flip to the clean side. So just go ahead and do the joining on the sides and then come back to the video. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and joined the sides of our shorts, as you can see here. I did the same on this side, and I just spent a little bit of time to either weave in or cut off the strings that were all over the place that was making it impossible for this work to look nice. And now that I have done all of that, as you can see, I've done that on both sides. Now we can finally flip our work on the right side before we do the band. So I'm just going to flip this so that I have my right side facing up. Oh, and as you can see, I forgot one here that I will do a little bit later, now that I'm going to show you guys the other part of the project. So then I just flip my work like this, okay? So now this is the right side facing out here, as you can see. And of course, as you can see, the waistband here is, or not the waistband, but the waist area is very, very wide, and that's not gonna fit anybody. I know it's not gonna fit me. So we're going to bring this in a little bit. And to do that, I'm just going to go in one of these corners here, right here. And I'm going to continue using the red because I think it's gonna look nice to continue doing the band area here in the red. And we may do something with the bottom as well. I am not sure yet, so don't take my word for that. And of course, the spoiler here is that based on what I show you at the beginning of the video, you will know if we did something with the legs or not. So I will go ahead and start doing the band with you guys. And then if yarn allows, because I have 2 yarns for the red, which I have already used, almost one is finished. If amount of yarn allows, then I may do something with the legs as well, okay? So for the this section here, I'm just going to do a slip knot, just like this, okay? Like that. And then I'm going to remove my hook and I'm going to go right in this corner right here, just anywhere. Go in here and then bring your hook through, put your hook into that loop that you have, and then bring it through like this. And then from here you're going to do a chain of 2. This chain of 2 is going to count as a double crochet, and then you're going to do a double crochet into every stitch around until you get back to the other side. And as you can see here, this is pretty much what you're gonna do. Just go into every stitch, do a double crochet, into this stitch here, do a double crochet, and then go into this area here and do a double crochet, then go again and just continue to do that across. You're gonna do it all the way until you come back here. So you're literally gonna do all the way. When you get back here, come back to the video and I will go ahead and show you what to do for the next part. And the next part is gonna be important because we need to decrease, okay? So I will see you guys in a couple of minutes. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and worked my double crochets around the waist band here. And as you can see, I am just at the end and or where we began here. As you can see, I just did my double crochet there, but we do have this gap in here. So I'm gonna go right into this gap here and do my last double crochet just to bring it closer to this side. And then I will go ahead and slip stitch on top of the chain 2 that I began the row with, just like that, to finish off the row, okay? So now, as you can see, again, like I said, it's very wide for the waist here, and we want to bring it in. So the way I'm going to do that is we're going to do a band where we're doing front post double crochet and back post double crochet, but we're going to decrease as we go around. So I'll show you. And because this is really wide for my size, I am going to be decreasing pretty much on every stitch, okay? So I'm going to begin this row by doing a chain of 2, which does count as a double crochet. And then right into the next 2 stitches, these ones, I'm going to yarn over and do a front post double crochet by grabbing 2 stitches, just like that. Or 2 stitches, like that, okay? And then in the next, I'm going to go and do a back post double crochet by grabbing those 2 stitches, just going like this. So for those of you who know how to do the front post, back post double crochet, we are doing the exact same thing, except because we're decreasing it a lot, we are just going to decrease by putting 2 stitches together all around, okay? So I will do my front post double crochet by grabbing 2 stitches, And by two stitches, I'm also talking about the 2 double crochets. Then I'm gonna go into the next and grab 2 stitches and do the back post double crochet, and then front post double crochet, grab 2 stitches, and then I will just do this all around until I get back to the other side. Okay, when I get to the other side, I'm going to come back to the video and I will show you how to then start the next row, and that row will just be an easy one and it will be the repeat until we finish the band here. Okay, so go ahead and finish this and I'll see you guys in just a bit. All right, my lovelies, so I have worked my first row of the front post, back post double crochet. So as you can see, it's starting to come in a little bit, but it's going to continue to come in as we work the next couple of rows. And just I am back to the beginning here. So this is where we began the rows here, and I've done my front post double crochet here. So now what is left is I'm going to go ahead and do a slip stitch on top of that chain 2 that we began the row with. So it's done like that. Okay, and then to begin the next row, I'm going to do a chain of 2, which does count as a double crochet. And now I'm just going to follow how the pattern goes. So for this one here, it's going to be a front post double crochet. For the next one, it's going to be a back post double crochet. Then for this one, it's going to be a front post double crochet, and I will just now continue to work this all around until I come back to here. When I come back to here, this is going to be a front post right here, and then I'm going to slip stitch on top of the chain 2, begin, and just repeat the same thing. So we're going in a circle over and over and over and over. Okay, so depending on how many rows you would like to do, go ahead and do that number of rows and then come back when you have completed that. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do a drawstring so that we can do a drawstring for our shorts, because I have a feeling, for me particularly, it may still be a little bit too big, but I will do a drawstring to make up for the rest of it so that I can pull it tight whenever I have them on. Okay, so to do the drawstring, you're just going to do a really long chain. Normally for my size, I do about 200 chains or so. And one option you have is just to keep it as a chain, or the second option is to go down that 200 chains and slip stitch to make the chain a little bit thicker. And then you can come back with it and I will show you how I weave it into the band of the shorts. Okay, so go ahead and do that and then come back when you have completed the number of rows you need, as well as when you have done your drawstring. If I'm going to do anything with the bottom of the shorts, the next clip then will be to show you how to do that, but we will see. Depends on how much yarn I have left after I complete this. Okay, so I will see you guys in just a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and worked my waistband. As you can see, a lot more snatched in now compared to just a few, I guess, clips ago. And so I ended up doing 6 rows. So the first row of double crochet and then 5 rows of the front post, back post double crochet. And as you can see, I weaved in all of my ends, so I don't have anything hanging anymore. And this is pretty much how your shorts look. Okay, so we are done this part here. I will show you the waistband that I did, or the drawstring that I did. So out of all of the 2 skeins of yarn of red that I did, this is all I have left, literally just this piece here. So good timing to finish the number of rows that I did. So what I did was I did a chain of 250, and then I just went down the chain and did slip stitching all the way to the end of that chain. So as you can see, this is the end of it here. So all I have to do is grab my scissors and just cut it somewhere here, and I will try to figure something to do with that little piece of yarn that I have left. But anyways, and then here I will go ahead and just do a slip stitch, like a chain one like this, and put it through and pull it, and then I'll just knot this here and then cut it off. Okay, and then we will be able to put our drawstring into our shorts. The drawstring is an optional thing. If you don't think you need it, you don't have to do it. But for me, I have really wide hips, and then I don't and my waist is a little bit smaller, so these kind of shorts, if I want them to fit okay, I have to do them really baggy, and then usually do a drawstring for the front part, okay, or for the waist. Anyways, so I don't have a way of putting this through here. So what I do, or what I will do at this try, is I have my pin. I'm just gonna put the pin at the end of one of the ends here, like this. And then what I will do, let's say this is the front of my shorts here, is I will just, let's say, leave these 5 out. So I will go somewhere here, and then I will just work these through across, and I just go ahead and do these all around, and then eventually I will stop in the 5th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the end of this will come out here. So you just continue to weave it through, and then you just go down here, out on the other side, down here, out on the other side. Okay, just like that. So go ahead and just fit these in like this, and then when you get to the other side, come back, and I will pretty much finish off the tutorial with you. Okay, I will see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and completed putting my drawstring on, as you can see. So this is gonna help you just pull it in if you need to, and make it tighter on the waist and things like that. And then what you can do in the front here is you could just do like a knot on it, or like a bow, or whatever the case is, for the front of your shorts here, like this. And that is all you need to do. Okay, so I had wanted to do something for the bottom of the shorts here, but as you can see, I didn't have too much yarn left, especially the red one, because I wanted to just do the lining to be the red. But because I don't have too much yarn, we are just going to leave it like this. I think it's looking just fine by just leaving it like that. But yeah, this is pretty much our shorts here. I hope you enjoy making this. Make it for yourself, for your family members, for your kids, for whomever. Very, very easy to do, and I'm sure if you were to extend these and make them a little bit longer, you could make them for men as well. So yeah, so thank you so much again. Please subscribe, comment, like, and share, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.